Well, let's work with a couple more inequalities. What we'll do is we'll solve the inequality, we'll graph the inequality, and then we'll write it in an interval notation. First thing we'll do is run through order of operations. 5x minus 10 is less than 7x plus 8. So we're going to start moving some numbers around, but before we do, let's look at our variables. We have 5x and 7x here, and if we look forward to where the problem's going to be solved, we know we want our x to be positive. Since I know 7's bigger than 5, I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. Now I have negative 10 is less than 2x plus 8. Now subtract 8 from both sides. So negative 18 is less than 2x. And divide 2 on both sides, you have negative 9 is less than x. Now before I graph, I'm going to rewrite my solution here. I'm just going to write x is greater than negative 9. And I haven't changed anything. I just moved the 9 to one side and the x to the other. If I look at the symbol here, x is still greater than negative 9. And on this side, x is still greater than negative 9. So I'm going to graph x is greater than negative 9. Here's the number line. Right here I have negative 9. Now to graph x. Well, ask yourself, are the numbers to the left of negative 9 greater or smaller? Well, it's really easy. We say if negative 10, negative 11, they're getting smaller. And if I were to move to the right, I would move on to negative 8. I'd be getting greater. So I know my graph's going to move towards the right. Since I'm dealing with an inequality that says x is greater than but not equal to negative 9, I'm going to place a parenthesis on spot negative 9, and it's going to be open towards the right side of the graph. And now I'm going to draw an arrow on the graph, continuing towards positive numbers. The solution tells me x is greater than negative 9, but it doesn't tell me where it stops. So I know x is going to continue along this line until it reaches infinity. So it will continue on forever. Now I'm going to write an interval notation. And all interval notation is doing, it's taking the numbers in this interval and writing it as a pair of numbers. It's using the endpoints. So on this side we have the endpoint negative 9. And this endpoint we know it goes to infinity. And just like on the graph right here, we're going to use parentheses to show that negative 9 and infinity, they're excluded from the interval. The endpoints are not a part of the solution.